What's going on, everybody? Chazz Barber coming back to you. Did you guys miss me? Because honestly, I did miss you. So, I'm just going to get right into it. Let's talk about it. Where I was, Columbus, Ohio for Magi-Fest 2017. If you weren't there, I'm sorry. That's the only thing I can say is that I'm sorry. You missed out on an amazing convention, amazing lectures, amazing people. Just the whole thing was amazing. There's no other word for it besides amazing. Really wish that you could make it out there. If you weren't there, again, don't know what you were doing, what better plans you had, but it was awesome. It was awesome. So I want to go over the convention with you guys, fill you in if you weren't there, let you know what you missed out on. There was so much going on, so I am going to have to go off of my badge that they give you. There's actually a little layout of everything that happened. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to read through it, see what I can remember. Again, it's been about a week since the convention. I just haven't had any time to myself. The way that was is that the convention ended Saturday night, stayed up all night, jamming, just showing people tricks, people showing me tricks. We were up till maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, and then had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do an 8.5-hour drive back to New Jersey. So that was not fun. Then got home the next day, right into work. So I haven't had time to sit in front of the camera, talk to you guys about it. But now that I have a little bit of time, I want to explain to you what happened. So first thing is the dealer hall opened up. So in my last video, I was telling you about all the dealers, and this is one of the big things I was looking forward to, and it did not disappoint. So I know what you guys are asking yourselves, Chazz, did you get anything from the dealers? Yeah, I got stuff from the dealers. I got a lot of things from the dealers, a lot of cool things, some things that I needed, just some things that I can play around with. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a couple videos on the things that I got, so stay tuned to that. A lot of the things that are new that came out, just to go ahead and talk about a few of the things. Number one, Lost Art Magic came out with some pretty cool things. They came out with something called the Box. The Box is an amazing coin accessory. It's pretty much like an Aikido box, but it's self-working, does all the moves for you. It's really cool. If you get a chance, check it out. Thumbs up. Number two is that they came out with a Hoffinger card routine, where it's a poker routine. Using that, you can shine a light through your cell phone over the cards, and they see the cards that they're getting dealt, and the cards aren't really that good until the climax is they turn them over, and then they actually have a royal flush. It's an amazing. I bought one. It's going to go into a working routine. I just got to figure out how to incorporate it, but yeah, it's great. Also a thumbs up. Penguin Magic's coming out with something new. It's really cool. It's a hover card. I don't want to give it away too much because they kind of were testing it out and unveiling it at Magi-Fest, so that's up to them to release. But once it's released, then I'll go ahead and I'll talk a little bit more about it. But it's really cool. I got one. Really looking forward to it. It's going to do really well. Great little thing. So after that, then they had the grand opening. They had the welcome to Magi-Fest, and then they started off with the Kyle Littleton lecture. It was awesome. It was a great lecture. Fun time. Just his routining and the way that he presented tricks and his theories behind it. How, if something doesn't make sense, it's okay. Like, that's why we like certain movies and stuff like that. Like Donnie Darko. Like, it's a great movie, but it doesn't make sense, but it's okay. Really loved his whole routine. Picked up a set of his lecture notes. If you get a chance to ever get a set of his lecture notes, highly recommend getting them. Well worth it. Then we went into the Eric Mead lecture. The Eric Mead lecture, that was pretty cool. That was actually, the entire lecture was on one trick. Yeah, not making this up. The entire lecture was on 3-fly, so that was pretty cool. Then they had the one-man comedy show with Danny Buckler, so that was pretty cool. And that was the first night. So then we get into the second day, and I actually did oversleep a little bit. I'm sorry. I missed the Other Brothers lecture, and then we went into the Sessions event. Now, the Sessions event was another thing that I was really looking forward to, if you look on my last video. So, started off, Jonathan Friedman came out. Jonathan Friedman talked about a trick in his book, the 80s, called They Want Their Magic Book Back. Again, I've talked to you guys about this before. I recommend that book. I own that book. And Jonathan is just such a cool guy. I actually met him in the registration line. I was talking to him. I told him that I was having a little bit of trouble with one of his tricks. It's in his book. And he said, no problem. And no more than, the next day, right after the session event, he took me to the side. He sat down with me, and he walked me through the effect. Just a super cool guy, super nice guy. And now I can actually call him a friend. Really good guy. To have nothing but respect for him. So thank you for the time that you spent with me. If you do watch this, I really do appreciate it. Number 2, Tina Leonard came out. She was talking about her Mop Man routine. I don't know if you guys have ever had a chance to see that, but after this video, go ahead and quick Google or YouTube search her video. It's amazing. Her routine, the Mop Man routine, it's amazing. What else was there in the Sessions event? There was a lot of cool things. Magicians with Disabilities, that was great. So it's this school that they took the special education program and started incorporating magic into it to go ahead and start teaching the kids like different motor skills and math skills and stuff like that. And honestly, by the end of it, Joshua J, Andy Gladwin came out, and they donated a bunch of new tricks to the school to keep that foundation going and the education system going with that. And by the end of it, guys, honestly, not a dry eye in the crowd. Just thinking about it, it was good. It was a good time. But yeah, there was just so much going on with the Sessions event. It was awesome. Then we got into the Ben Earl experience. That was a great lecture. And then tricks. I mean, there's just so much going on in this time. I can't really take this whole video and explain every little thing. But man, it was an awesome time with the lecture. So then that night we got into the Ragazzi stage spectacular. As I told you again on my last video, one of the things I was really looking forward to was the Steve Ragazzi stage spectacular. So he did his entire show, and me and my wife got called up for it. She was super happy, super excited. But no, I was excited. He's a legend. I really look up to him, and it was just awesome being on stage with him. And what can I say? If you don't know who he is, just Google him real quick. Check out some of his routines. It's hilarious. He's so funny. He's so quick. He's got everything down to a science as far as comedy, and he's just hilarious. I can't really show any video of what he was doing because it's not mine to show, but I mean, as you saw, there's a couple pictures, and yeah, it was so funny. But the cool thing is that led us into one of the first special guests. So one of the first special guests was actually Steve Ragazzi's son, Nate Ragazzi. So Nate Ragazzi is a comedian. He writes for SNL. He's got some specials coming out and stuff like that. So it was really awesome to see him. And that was actually the surprise show that night. And Nate Ragazzi came out and he did his entire comedy act. So it was really cool. It was funny. It was hilarious. I sat through the whole thing and just loved it. And then to the next day. So the next day, again, woke up early and went to the kids show. The kids show was pretty cool. What it is that they actually brought, they had a radio station advertise a free kids magic show. So all these kids and parents came there. They did the magic show. And then afterwards, the gentleman spoke on it. He did a lecture after the show. So that was pretty cool. Then we got to the Gene Anderson lecture. The Gene Anderson lecture was really cool, really funny. Just so smart, too. It was so smart. I guess when you have the amount of experience that Gene does, it's just an amazing thing to see, amazing thing to watch. Again, if you weren't there, I'm so sorry that you missed out. I really hope that I'm emphasizing how awesome and amazing everything was. And if you were thinking of going but didn't go, you missed out. I'm sorry. But yeah, Gene Anderson's lecture, that was awesome. Then we got into a couple other lectures, and then the guest of honor, they did the Mike Cavney lecture, and that was great. Just so much to fill in, just so much. And again, this is in such a short amount of time, but just so much. And then they ended it all with the Gala Show. Tina Leonard did her Mop Man act. Mike Cagney was the host. So many things going on with that. Lucas did an amazing he did his FISM act, which was just, wow. Like, my mind was just, that was crazy. And then they got the second guest, which was Rob Zabrecki. So Rob Zabrecki was surprise guest there. That was so cool. They didn't announce him or anything. He literally just came through the back of the aisle. He just came through the back of the aisle and did what he did best. He was awkward but funny. Just, I mean, what else can I say? So that's just some highlights that were there. I don't mean to play it down. If I made anything sound not exciting, I'm sorry, because it was all good. It was all exciting. The one thing that I really enjoyed out of it, though, was the jam sessions. Jamming out with other magicians late night. No, I'm not getting enough sleep that I needed. But I want to shout out to a couple of people in particular. Ari Eisenberg, if you watch this, oh my god, dude, you are the future of magic. For those of you that don't know, Ari Eisenberg is a young teen magician. He actually did his award-winning competition act at the Magi-Fest for the other young magicians about the scholarship program. Dude, it was awesome. Another young magician, Elias Arbuckle. I don't know if you watch this, but dude, you've got so much talent, and you are 10 times better than me than at when I was your age. So you've got such a future ahead of you, dude. Keep it up. Josh Shanowski, thank you so much for spending time with me, showing me some of your bill effects, dude. That was great. Kyle Purnell, showing me your business card routine, showing me your phone trick. Guys, keep a lookout for that. That's awesome. Everybody that I got to spend time with. Garrett Thomas, thank you so much. Helping me out with some things that I needed working on. And also the wallet trick that, like, my head, when Garrett Thomas did this wallet trick, my head just went, like, it's insane. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. I don't think that he's going to market it, but if you ever get a chance to just see him at a convention, ask him to show it to you. So worth it. So well worth it. And lastly, thank you, Josh and Andy, for throwing together Magi-Fest. It was awesome. I wish that, like, I could have brought everyone there with me. I didn't bring the camera, though. I'm sorry. I did just want to go ahead and sit down and enjoy the convention and not have to worry about carrying a camera and being that guy like, hey, can I get that on footage and all that. I just wanted to go ahead and enjoy the convention, and I'm glad that I did. But next time I will bring the camera and I'll show you guys some cool things. So I hope that I wrap that up. Again, if you weren't there, I'm sorry. Be there next year, okay? And I'll catch you guys soon. I'm going to have to go ahead, work on this stuff from the dealer room, and I'll put a couple videos up for you, and I'll see you guys soon. I'll talk to you later. Again, if you like this video, please go ahead, push that thumbs up button. If you want to see more from me, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. And as always, like I said, I'll see you later. Bye.